Now, so pretty awesome burst of speed in the game right now. And yeah, 4th of July. So yeah, this one's perfectly in line with last year's on global event. And yeah, it's got the exact same car setup as well. So Lotus Evija, Carrera GT in the Bs, and then A for the Genti and the Aperta, and the Chiron and the Senna up in the S class. Now, one thing I got to point out with these, and it is just the fact of like a lot of these cars are available freely in game, so it's just a case of like I would be slightly wary of some of them in the fact of like as you would level up your garage, you can naturally unlock some of these cars. Yeah, definitely for credits and stuff like. Not the Evija and the Carrera GT, those are event specific cars and they're like say only from certain packs. The Perta and the Genti can both be gotten in the Legends store once you pass a certain garage level. Initially they'll start showing up for tokens, but once you get to say level 18, you see the Aperta near daily and the Genti about once every 2 to 3 days, kind of depending on your luck and the other cars that you've got unlocked in there. Now, when it comes to the S-Class cars then, the Senna will only show up in packs. It does not ever show up in the Legend Store, but the Bugatti Chiron does show up in the Legend Store. And yeah, it shows up maybe like once every 2 weeks for credits. So very rare, but it does show up. And it does also appear in multiplayer packs and a lot of other packs around the place once you get to level 18. So it is possible to get the Chiron definitely slowly, but possible. And yeah, I just had to raise that before people go and like splash out tokens on these immediately. Now, regarding splashing out tokens for these, I've got quite a lot of these cars tuned up to max already, especially all down one side of this from the packs, so I have no interest in buying stuff for those. The other thing is I don't have those cars incredibly tuned, but I'm going to be basically seeing what I can do with my garage and then looking at definitely getting some packs for the Senna, Evija and Genti, not the other packs, and you'll see why in a sec. Oh, I would just ask as well, guys, if you have these cars at obviously a lower tuning rate than I have here, and you're able to get those things, would you mind putting it in the comments of this video? Say like, if you've got maybe a 2 or a 3 star version of the Carrera, and what you have it tuned to. If you would just add it in the comments and say like, it was possible to breach those things. So, because like, yeah, I know it's obviously like it's down to the skill of the player and the driver with some of these, but with the burst of speed tracks, it might really help other players to know the fact that like, oh, it's possible to do this if you had say like a 2 star Aperta or a 3 star Aperta. Whereas I obviously have the car, say my Aperta is 5 stars, so like yeah, it might just be a very good motivation for other players who have the cars at those star ratings, and they might have given it 1 or 2 runs and said like, oh, it's not possible for me to do it, so it's not possible. Whereas it can really help out if you see it in the comments where people are like, oh, I got this like doable with a lower star version, so then it could give them motivation to come back at this and try it again. Especially when this event is available for the entire week, and it is just a 1 ticket event as well. So like if you've got these cars, guys, and you're missing out on tokens from them, like do just try it and try it and try it. Because yeah, like it is one of those things where if you manage to say one of the runs 1 time in the Chiron or Senna, it's 120 tokens from that top reward with that. So if you can just pull that off even 1 or 2 times, like that's 2 packs of cards nearly already from just 1 run. So like yeah, definitely do just like if you put it in the comments down below, like obviously if you know yourself, if you're yeah, a 1% racer every time and you're just going like, well, I managed them all in a 0 star version, yeah, well, good job to you too, but I just mean more a case of like, yeah, for your 10% racer kind of thing, how you getting on with these, and just let us know kind of like, yeah, obviously how you're getting on with the lower tuned versions of the car. That would really help, because yeah, like right now this is what my cars look like. So Carrera GT max stars, missing epic import parts, all right, and the Lotus Evija missing a 1 star from maxing that one out. Then in the A class, I've got the Genti here at 4 stars, missing quite a fair amount of blueprints from the 5th star with that even. And then you've got the Aperta up here, which was sitting ready to star up into 6 stars. And this is the reason why I was saying that you couldn't use this one for the Legend Pass Episode 8 mission to star up any car. because if you have the Aperta waiting like I have to start up, you can't actually use it in the event, because yeah, you cannot drive a car which is in a ready to start up state, which is fair enough. It just means that you need to use it like this. I will say, actually, there is one car that you can do that, but yeah, Perta 6-starred. I am going to see what I can actually do with all of my cars in this without applying any tuning to them. So if it's possible for me to get through this one without applying the tuning, I will do it to obviously save credits, because these tune-ups are 1.5 million credits. Oof. Ouch. So yeah, that's definitely going to put a dent if I need to start upgrading some of these cars. That is going to put a very, 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 very heavy dent on that. So I'll be trying to do what I can with the cars as they stand in my garage and see if I can unlock all the token rewards with those. That's going to come in more to play here as well with the last bracket. So that is my 5-star Senna and the 6-star Chiron. Now the thing is, that car is sitting at 6 stars, but it is missing all the upgrades on top speed, handling and nitro stats, which it can kind of do without really for driving it in most events in multiplayer, because this thing is a beast. And yeah, the acceleration stats obviously amazing at 84.4, but yeah, those nitro top speed, like the top speed of this thing is already insane. But if those do seem to be required for that, yeah, that number is hidden behind me, because yeah, 2.25 million. Ouch. Yeah, if I do need to start shooting up these cars, that is going to cripple the 14 million savings that I've built up. 40 million savings was nice, so I'll give that a salute before that's gone. But yeah, I'm gonna give a run in all of these and see what I can actually pull off to get those tokens, because oh wow, that is one awesome thing with this. Even if you just have the cars unlocked, you're getting hundreds of tokens for just winning the race. Amazing amount of tokens to be had here with this if you've got the cars tuned up. But do always just keep a balance of, look at your cars, the state they're in, have a race with them, see how you get on. This is a 1-ticket event and it's here all week, so I'd strongly advise, do runs in the cars, see how you perform, see how close you come to unlocking the next tier of tokens, and then seeing if you would end up like at a massive token deficit. Now, unlocking any of these cars with these packs is going to be costly, because the packs are based across 3 different cars times 2. So like, I maybe for somebody who has no blueprints for any of the cars inside these, like, the cars are amazing. Just be aware of the fact that unlocking one of these cars using these packs is going to be very, very costly. You would need good luck, and even with a 20% feature chance, like dividing that straight down the middle, like you are talking about around a 7% drop rate on these. So 7% drop rate on McLaren Senna, for example, that takes 60 blueprints to unlock that car. At 7% drop rate, you're talking about at most getting around 3 blueprints per 10 pack. So yeah, that is looking at around 15,000 tokens to unlock the Senna, say for example, directly from these. So 15k to unlock that car. Just keep that in mind as you're like putting stuff into this. Now you can obviously get jackpots, and like in the state that my garage is in, you'll have noticed that my Avija, Genti and Senna are all missing stars, whereas the other cars for me, thankfully, the Chiron, Aperta and Carrera GT are all maxed out. So like these packs, I mentioned them for quite a while in videos coming up to this, but these packs are awesome for somebody in a state like mine who finished off the Carrera in that event, the Aperta through credits and the Chiron through, yeah, tons of grinding and sheer willpower. So I'm not going to get those, but I will definitely be looking at some of these packs later on in this video, depending on what I kind of need, and also just maybe to finish off that Senna, just because I really love that car. Now, so going to start off with my bees. And yeah, see how we get on here with the solar rewards. So I need 23 in the Avija, 23 in the Carrera to get the max tokens from that. Obviously my problem child here is going to be the Avija. Slow enough acceleration for this, even at 5 stars, so it's not exactly a burst of speed car. I'm really wondering, is it possible at 5 stars to get the burst time with that one. So I've done 2 races actually with the Avija here already, and yeah, this one 5 stars, absolutely cakewalk to get it 23 seconds. I have a feeling that I could actually do it like and breach the 22-second mark, so get it down to 21 point with a 5-star version of this car. But yeah, thankfully my Avija does not require tuning at 5 stars maxed out, as long as like you take even a basic flatland run and just avoid the Carrera GT. This one is doable easily at 5 stars to get back 130 tokens per run. Ooh, I love events like this. Like, these are ones where if you've got some decently tuned up cars, like, you get absolutely like paid back your tokens for the investment put into them earlier. But yeah, orange nitro to the air, get ready for open drift to blue nitro state through the dirt, and 22 even with a 006, so just missing a James Bond level there. But yeah, like, that 5-star version of the car absolutely like smokes the 23-second requirement for this up to 88. So get some other movie references there from clearly the Rocketeer with its 88 miles per hour jetpack. Yeah, really like handy. I'd say a 4-star version of this could do it at a stretch. A 3-star version may be possible as well, because the Avija's acceleration is never ever great. It's pretty much always been that sluggish. The handling gets quite a lot better than Nitro, but I have a feeling that a 3-star version of this car would be possible to farm out the 130 tokens for that. Just whew, thank you. Oh, and the Carrera GT, I did 1 run of this, and weirdly enough, the only thing that kind of stunned me is the rival AI car in this is also the Carrera, which surely it should be the Avija versus the Carrera. But this thing is at 6 stars. I mean, there would be no excuses really if I didn't manage to beat 23 seconds. I didn't actually match the Avija time because the rival Carrera caught on to me at start, but yeah, this thing at 6 stars, like I said, or wait, 5 stars? Yeah, I've got no excuses if I was to fail to beat 23 seconds in this one. It is just a case of, like I said, it's strange that the rival car is also the Carrera, but hit this ramp right along the lights and just avoid going into the truck on landing. Open drift, again, blue nitro state as you go into the dust track and just straight to the finish line. Yeah, for another 22-second run there. But again, I'd say like missing 1 star off that, missing 2 stars off that, you should be okay. A lower rated Carrera GT is still going to be like crazy on the acceleration. So getting off the grid should be really fast in that car. But you can see there, like, it is well possible with that obviously maxed out car. Of course it is, but you could be missing, I'd say missing 1 star off of both of those and you should be okay. Another 130 tokens as well, which are, in my head, I'm just thinking, that's 2 more packs of cars. Yes. And very nice. I'm in the top 10% with that 22-second time. So hopefully more people get competing in this, because that's like 100 people getting 2 epic import parts for those cars. That's really cool as it stands right now. So 200 epics getting pumped into the game. So like I think while people, like even myself, I have a lot of epics for both of those cars, it's still never going to say no to another Avija, another Carrera thing, and 500,000 credits. Obviously, if you've got these cars at all, you should be 100% taking part in these events, because these are like the kind of events where you're supposed to get back those tokens that you invested into the cars. So you got hundreds of tokens here you can get back if you spent in the Carrera GT and unlocked that Lotus Avija during its special event. So now, moving up to the A's, and here's where I've got technically a 5-star version of the Ferrari Aperta and the 4-star version of the Genti. And this is where I may be in a bit of trouble with needing to tune up the Aperta possibly, or needing the Genti tuned up to the next star, I would think. Because if anything, the Genti is definitely going to be slower off the mark here. You've got a 22-second run. So I'm going to see what's possible with these 2 cars as they stand. Like I said, I'd like to not have to upgrade the Aperta if that's at all possible. And yeah, I'll see about if the star upgrade is needed for the Genty. 4 stars, hopefully possible, but yeah, I'll give it a run here of this in, like I said, this is still at exactly the 4017 rating into the 6th star weight. Resort Dash on the Caribbean though. I'm just trying to think. Layout of that track, quite straight, and yeah, should be quite cool for the launch of the Genty across that sand. You've got the nitro bottles as well in front, but like I said, I'm hopeful that this will be possible, at least with the Aperta. Would be cool just to avoid having to yes, upgrade this at all. Just gonna launch straight on here. 200 miles an hour, 280, open drift, blast to the finish, 21. Perfect in the 5 star. So thankfully that's going to save me some tokens. I dread that not being possible though with the Genty. Like, yeah, that could be a better run there, slightly from the 5th star version of this. But oh, it's the Genty that I really worry about, because that thing is really sluggish off the grid, and on a 22-second thing it's going to get absolutely massacred. I feel 130, 140, 150, 160 tokens. Boom, another like 2 packs of blueprints per run of these. Like, burst of speed events are amazing. Yeah, these are ones where, like, if you ever complain about any events in like not paying back rewards on the Discord server, you should take your time to do a thank you at Steph for making sure this event ran along on time, because yeah, this is one of those ones where, like, okay, if you've got the cars just barely unlocked, you might be getting yourself 70 tokens per run, but keep in mind, like, 70 tokens for a run, that is a card pack. That is like 2 days worth of dailies in terms of tokens. Like, yeah, it's rare that events are brought into Switch perfectly and all great, so definitely say thank you on the days where they do appear, and yeah, where they're set up nicely. And of course you get, like, yeah, 150k worth of credits as well if you've got a decent enough club that's like winning the race and winning with the Genty and winning with LaFerraris. To all my legends in TGT, yeah, GG's guys, that's some well played credit earning there. Now though, problem child number 1 for me, the Genty at 4 stars. How are we doing with this one? 22 seconds. Let's swig a coffee for this. Yeah, Genty here, 22 seconds across the resort beach. Really doubtful of this, because of all the cars, this one probably has some of the slowest acceleration, and that Aperta, any interactions with it whatsoever here are going to be devastating to the launch across the beach. Flip up, try and keep it low enough, grind the railing, shockwave out. Will it be able to skeet here with a bit of open drifting directly towards the finish? 21.8? No, so a 4-star Genty is perfectly fine for that. Like, it was a bit way too high even on the actual launch down, launch up off the sand. So like, that could be done far better in my opinion, because that went above the lights but just enough to grind, shockwave, punch towards the finish line. And yeah, as soon as you're coming onto the sand there, start an open drift, so drifting without the accelerator held. So just tap drift, release the accelerator, let the car skid sideways, and then punch an orange nitro directly towards the finish line. I would strongly advise against going onto that ramp before the finish line based on previous special events, especially in something like the Genty, because it doesn't handle air flight too well, especially not so close to the finish line anyway. You're better off to just a punch to the finish, in my opinion. And yeah, 4 stars, perfect there for the thing. You got like a small bit of leeway, and like I said, that was a not perfect launch up off the beach. And win race, 24 seconds, 22 seconds, nom tokens. That should be me absolutely fine, because the only other car I'm missing a star on is the Senna, and yeah, the Chiron is missing some tuning, but it's got all the acceleration sorted out. So I kind of knew for the burst of speed it was going to need the acceleration stats maxed out on my cars. Oh, tokens. That has landed me as well in the top 10% with that 21.3. So again, that's awesome. That's like 150 people at least in the top 10%, and that is what, 300 extra epics, one each for LaFerrari and the Genti. Cool epics to be seen, like, spread into the community. S-Class here, and this is the one that I'm confident in, but hopefully like that isn't dashed in a second. 120 tokens for a win in the high-end versions of these. Yeah, like really, whoa, that is a ton of tokens coming in from this. So we need 27 seconds in the Chiron, 26 seconds in the Senna even, because yeah, whilst the Chiron is way faster overall, like if you're deciding between these two cars in the S-Class and you see like 26 seconds for the Senna and 27 seconds for the Chiron and think like, oh, maybe the Chiron is a less powerful car. Realistically, it's just on a short burst of speed type track. Like the Senna will have an advantage over the Chiron because of the fact that, like, yeah, it is a really zippy little car, but the Chiron is way faster on overall. Like the Chiron is a better car, so don't get thrown by the times on the two of these requirements. Yeah, the Senna might have an advantage on the short quick burst of speed. Chiron is a beastly car, definitely. It hurts to say that because I personally kind of prefer the Senna, but the Chiron is just a better car overall. Now, you can even see this in sheer stats, like my version of the Chiron there is sitting on 4.5k, and yeah, that's missing the majority of tuning from that 6th star. But let's give it a run. I need 27 seconds in the Bugatti Chiron, and yeah, like, oh, Magi Rush. That's why this one is a lower time for the Senna. Then Magi Rush is actually a fairly winding starting course on Osaka, and yeah, the Senna might have a small bit of an advantage with the escape factor from this, just going through the little twists and turns at the very start of this, whereas the Chiron is going to have a small bit of bother with them, but not really at like max tuned. Again, I've got no excuses if I fail at this one. Just gonna grind that Senna for some things, some nitro meter, I mean, and then just blast. The cool thing with the Chiron is the fact that, like, you pretty much realistically, like, do not have to watch your speedometer when it comes to bursting out with the nitro in this one. You can always just pretty much like leave it expand fully. 25.6 seconds with that. Obviously, like, that car is, yeah, massively tuned, but you're talking about like a second and a half to spare there with that version of the car. I would wager that it would be possible with a 4-star or 3-star version of the Chiron. Like the Bugatti is one of those cars where it's always like, it's an incredibly powerful car from jump even. Its acceleration and handling, though, probably would cause troubles at the 3-star mark. It might be possible with the 3 stars. If you've got these cars at lower start tuning version, you might actually put it in the comments of this video as well, just as to how you're getting on with this one, because it'd be quite interesting just to let other people know like how it is possible with this. But yeah, definitely, like I asked earlier, like if you've got the cars at lower tuning levels, it would be quite cool to see what is possible with those lower starred version of the cars. So do just make sure and give a shout in the comments down below as to how you're getting on with these cars at your star levels and the ratings as well that you've running these at, because like it's always like kind of a handy boost for other players to know like what is possible with these cars at lower tuning, definitely. So if somebody's sitting on a 3-star version of this and they think, oh, I can't even complete and win this race, yeah, just let people know, like I said, if it is possible, definitely. Like obviously different skill levels will get different amounts out of these cars, but yeah, just to let people know that it's possible in a certain star version of the car, it can always give you that kind of punt to try again just to get those extra tokens, because especially when this event is here for the entire week and it just costs 1 ticket to take part in it, you know, so like if you have failed or you come really close, just keep at it and just try and see, because all it takes is break that time one time and Oh, 120 tokens. Yes! Well, I say 120 tokens, actually. No, far more. 120, 170, 200 tokens for a single run. Yeah, my tokens are doing pretty well. And again, here you have all of the TGT people are representing with their Sennas, Chirons, everything. That is really, really awesome work, guys. Hopefully, you guys are in a club which is even half as awesome as TGT. So, yeah, massive props to my legends. Now, and time to make use out of my Senna. Like, this thing is insane. One of the only cars which is possible to get a handling stat over 100. It's sort of overkill in that, but like, yeah, the beautiful decal as well from the special event. This would actually be my second run of this. The AI smashed into me or destroyed that first attempt on this. That's one of the things when you've got like an AI on the track as well with you. You may be worth considering saving some nitro meter just to shunt them away. With a double tap nitro will destroy them. Because, yeah, like on a 20-second race, if the AI decides to stick into the side of you, it's run over realistically. But, yeah, it is just one where when they cost so little to do them and it's around place for a full week, should be fine to just come back in here and try this one again. Ooh, not today. But, yeah, drift up, fill up that nitro meter, shockwave down the left-hand side. This one, do stop that nitro meter once you get to the 229, say with my 5-star, because the Senna is definitely a car where you're going to hit that top speed super, super fast. It's also a car that like massively benefits from the open drifting. 25.5 seconds there from that 5-star version. I would think it possible like in the 4-star version of the car, definitely. It's bringing me up a small bit, and yeah, that's the 120 token, or well, 200 tokens. Yeah, so okay, that's all of my cars are perfectly possible of doing that. So a 5-star Aperta, absolutely cinch. 4-star Genti, possible. 5-star Senna, 5-star effective Chiron. Like, yeah, definitely the Chiron, because like that thing absolutely smoked that time. Oh, that's these cars into the top as well, so that's brilliant, because that's a 15k epic for that, and a epic for the Senna. Now, you might have noticed the fact that with my McLaren there as well, the fact that this has an upgrade icon indication on the handling stat of it. That is because of the fact that, yeah, I've got epic import parts left over for this. But realistically, this car does not need epics put into the handling stat. It's already completely ludicrous how well this car handles. So that is why this one is not tuned up with that epic import part there on the handling. I didn't want to just put it in there because it would effectively be a waste. I've got 4 epics for that, and they will likely go into the acceleration, nitro, and top speed. Because like while the acceleration is also off the charts with this one, yeah, I feel like it would be a lot more beneficial to put those epics towards, yeah, top speed, acceleration, nitro, rather than a handling stat, which is already, like I said, it's pretty much at a comedy level, like what that handling is. While I do not particularly need to do it, I really, really like the 3 featured cars in this, and these are some of the best packs that you can pretty much get for these. Especially given the fact that I've got no featured car maxed out at all, I am going to get some of these packs. I would really love to max out the Senna from this. I would love a star up on the Genti, but I don't think it's possible unless I get like cars that are heavily swayed in that, and then you got the Lotus Evija. So I was just going to blast out a couple of packs here and just see if I max out either the Evija or the Senna. I would be happy, and I may stop at that, but it really depends on my kind of look and how these cards fall realistically. But I said I would just blast out a couple of these at least anyway, since the fact that like this event gives me enough to get like, yeah, a bunch of different packs without too much worry. Yeah, I was just gonna give a blast on some of these and just see if I can bring that Senna up towards max. That would be awesome. Now I also have the trade coin bonus as well. Genti, let's see, that needs 30 more blueprints, you see, to max that one out. Avija needs 40, but yeah, the Senna is the one that is the closest for me, and definitely is the most likely to star up and max out. If I get the Senna to max, that is where I will stop with these, because yeah, do I want to buy one extra free? Don't I always? Comments always suggest that I should totally do that every single time. But yeah, realistically with these, it's like 75 tokens for the potential, especially at a 20% drop chance, even without the guaranteed stuff in this. Oh, yes. That is 4 Senna blueprints, like for 75 tokens. Absolutely brilliant. Except for the fact that the one problem with the how much Senna weight has gone into that is the fact that my Senna is the one that is the closest to maxing out. So my Senna is the one which is also the closest to yeah, stopping me wanting to freely get like lots more of these blueprints. Not that I'm going to complain. Oh, an Apollo N blueprint. That would be cool for somebody who didn't have that. More Genty, tipping that one towards the 5th star. Avija as well, like that is an awesome car, and one that I'm kind of sad that I did not put more blueprints into that during its event, but at the same time, like, yeah, it is really, really cool to get a few more blueprints for that towards the yeah, towards the star up for the Avija at least. More Genty, like those are cool, but it is a case of I'm aware of the fact that the Genty can be gotten during okay, so one more 4 for the Senna, and that's that car finished off. Ton of Avija blueprints as well there. Really, really cool. I will put the complete breakdown of the blueprints that I got from these packs as well after the yeah, Senna is maxed out. But hopefully, will I see the Senna maxed here? Could be cool. And see, all it takes is like the 4. There it is, last 3 blueprints for the Senna, and the one extra pops in next to that because it's getting mulched, but it'll appear like this one has an extra line of additional cars in there. Oh, see, that is why this one becomes painful once you have a car maxed out, is the fact that, yeah, that's obviously 5 destroyed blueprints for the McLaren Senna, which no one wants to see. Genty getting closer to a star up, but realistically I can get those from the Legend store after this event is complete. The Senna is the one which I have wanted to get that maxed out for quite a while, so oh yeah, this is, yeah, that is, like I said, one that I've wanted to have 6 stars for quite a while. So always going to stress this, anytime this comes up, people ask like why I like that car so much, and it is just down to the legacy of the car, the person that it's named after, genuine like really love of them, and the way this car handles in game. It is just genuinely fun. Now, is it the fastest thing? No, not by a long shot. It is actually probably the slowest of the entire S-Class bracket. So like, do not take my love of this car as me saying that that is the one to go for. This car is genuinely probably the slowest S-Class car by far, even slower than something like the Centenario. Would I pick this over the Centenario? Hell yeah. Will I pick this over the majority of S-Class cars? Whenever I'm in Legend and multiplayer, I'm always using my McLaren Senna fuel, because I do just absolutely genuinely love that car. And yeah, that is why, like, I was punching to get this one 6 stars with this burst of speed, and yeah, there we go, star up time. Absolutely, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where I would consider it to be kind of like completing of a portion of the game when you actually get the cars that you really love maxed out. Because yeah, for some people I know that it is difficult in these games which go on eternally to go like, oh, when do I stop though? Maxed out Chiron and a maxed out Senna, that's kind of like your vanilla Asphalt player finish, but we'll see how far on I drive down this road. But yeah, that for me is those packs pretty much done with, because like I said, Lotus Avija is cool, Genty is cool, but cars being cool, I don't have an extended use for those two going forward. The Avija is a really, really good contender for the B-Class Elite races. The Genti is awesome, but like I said, I'm constantly aware that I can get those cars blueprints for credits, so I am not going to spend more tokens on these guys, but hopefully you guys see a bunch of yeah, the kind of drop rate from those. It seems very, very evenly split right down the middle. So, like, if you've got these cars like I had with that set, where none of the cars in it were maxed out, yeah, these packs are a no-brainer, in my opinion, to go for a small amount. Keep in mind the fact that, like, again, with the seasons upcoming, you're going to need to have a lot of tokens if you want to get all those cars, but it depends on what you want from this game. If you want sheerly the best kind of freely available car, the Chiron is amazing. The other cars inside there, the Carrera GT as well is an absolutely amazing car. If you're in Gold League in Multiplayer 1, like, Carrera GT is pretty much on par, almost exactly in my opinion, with the Porsche 918, which is an A-class car. So, like, what that is it's sort of like a clone of the Porsche 918, except for the fact that it's usable in the Gold Multiplayer 1 League. So it's really cool, especially if you're missing something like the Hurricane Evo Spider or the Grand Sport. That car is, like, really, really, really useful in the multiplayer. LaFerrari Aperta, like, this is probably the kind of dud one of that batch, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. That is a car that is capable. It's just a case of, because it was a clone of LaFerrari and it's a clone of the FXXK in the S League, it never really, like, kind of done it for me, just in terms of the car. But yeah, in these packs you've got Bugatti Chiron, which is, like, it's up there with the kings of speed in this game, in my opinion. Like, it is just insane. Like, you have the Trion Nemesis as well, which is freely available, but the Chiron is an all-round really, really great car. Like, that has the handling, nitro, and top speed. Really has no weak points, even as, like, in comparison to, say, the Go for top speed. This thing can do fairly well in comparison to it. And yeah, like, where you've got the acceleration and handling of the something like the Senna, which is off the charts, the Chiron's handling and acceleration really is nothing to be sniffed at. Like, it is still an insanely powerful car in all kind of ways. It's a great all-rounder S-Class car. So if you don't have this one unlocked, you really can't go too wrong with the Chiron packs. You will probably get back your credit spend in that, definitely, from shooting it up. Like, the Chiron is something that you will always make use out of for expert races, and yeah, for multiplayer. Like, the Chiron, when I select that, it's pretty much a win every fuel unit. You can pretty much guarantee it, because yeah, it's really awesome. I said I'd just throw together a video on the burst of speed to see what I kind of got away with this one, and see, like, how possible it is to kind of get through this one. Yeah, guys, again, like, it's cool to see these events actually coming through from global to the Switch version of the games in their correct state and all working perfectly, and having the cars not shuffle about. Because obviously there was some worry, the fact that because people were aware of the way the cars were laid out in those packs, that they would shuffle them around just to kind of sort of mess with players and stuff like that, or kind of, like, keep us on our toes. But they didn't. This one came in exactly on time and exactly as expected. Like, so absolutely hats off the Game Loft on this. And I noticed some people are talking about still getting some crashes, but it might be an idea to take note of where those crashes take place, and do put those up on the Asphalt 9 Discord, because, like, in the Switch issues portion of that, because it might help out. Because since I've gotten this hotfix a couple of days ago, I've had one crash, and I've played this game for about 10 or 12 hours. So yeah, definitely maybe let them know on the Discord server where you're getting those crashes in particular. I have noticed, to be honest, in multiplayer still you see the odd player getting disconnected from that. So maybe take note of the track selection and the car selection even, and put those, just a like piece of information, into Discord. It might really help out with figuring out where those problems are going down. So hopefully this helps out, guys. You get to see what's possible with, obviously, some really tuned up versions of this car. 5-star Senna at the start of this video, at least anyway. 5-star Aperta is capable of doing it. 4-star Genti, 5-star Vija, and yeah, you get to see as well what's in some of those packs available. Here is exactly what I got from those packs that I put in from the tokens. So hopefully that information shows you. But I have a feeling that, yeah, that's a pretty widespread across all of those cars. Slightly more skewed for the Senna, which was unfortunate for me realistically because, yeah, like, well, okay, I maxed it out really fast. But yeah, it's at the point where one of them became maxed for me is the point where I bailed on that because, yeah, I don't want to burn more tickets. And I definitely do not want to ever get a jackpot on something which is a featured car which is maxed out, because yeah, that is obviously tokens and luck just evaporating. But yeah, guys, if you like this video and all my content, please do make sure you're subscribed to the channel up here or down below. There's indie or Audi videos up there from me where I'll be looking at more newer and just diverse indie games in the future, and at this side something from the algorithm from my channel most likely. And yeah, guys, as always, good luck, drive safe, and yeah, happy hunting those tokens. Get on these ones ASAP because yeah, you've got a week for it, but there's a lot of races that need doing here